Hey kids, it's the Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. And you find me out and about and the environs of High Wycombe once again on another Yamaha. And this is a bike that I've been asked to ride for ages, because it's something that's very much a competitor to the Triumph Street Triple, a bike that I've ridden a lot and have spoken a lot about. This is the Yamaha MT-09, the 2017 model. It's had some subtle changes over last year. And it's made what was already, according to the press, a great bike even better. So stick around and stay tuned for the next few minutes, and I'll give you my first impressions review of the Yamaha MT-09. So I thought I'd start the review just around and about town, just to see what it was like in the urban environment, because this bike is a really light funster. And one of the things that first struck me as I got on it is just how much it feels like a bicycle. The riding position, you're upright, your torso, and the handlebars are nice and wide, and you're sat upright, but your feet are tucked up quite high, so it's quite sporty. It almost feels like a supermoto type riding position. Really, really like it, and it feels super lightweight. And what makes it such a competitor for the Triumph Street Triple is the fact that it's got the 3-cylinder triple engine in it, so it's got that familiar triple sound to it that I love, and the similar triple delivery and punch, which I think is a great compromise. It's got, you know, just enough power that you can get out of any trouble and you can overtake stuff with ease, or you can go on a motorway, but it's not so powerful that you're going to be in danger of losing your license at any moment. So just as I'm on my way out of town, let's talk about some of the practical aspects of the bike. First thing, mirrors. Often something that doesn't work very well on new bikes, I find, but these, they look a bit stalky, but they're nice and big and they work a treat, and I'm looking way past my elbows. I'm not just glancing at myself when I look in the mirrors, so they work really well and give you great situational awareness. Handlebars are nice and wide, so you can lever it around these corners. It just feels great. Switchgear, proper Yamaha stuff, not the printed circuit stuff, so that's nice. If I had a criticism of it, it's maybe that it's a bit small, a bit fiddly. The indicators in particular could be doing with being a little bit bigger, because I'm finding I'm sort of scrabbling around to find that, but you get used to all that. It's got a great electronics package on the bike, as with all new bikes these days. Of course, it's Euro 4 compliant, so it has ABS as standard, but it's also got traction control on here, and it has 3 levels, 1, 2 and off. 1 is nice and inobtrusive, which is where I've got it now. 2 apparently it's quite obtrusive, so I'm not going to try that, and then you can switch it off as well if you want to do hooligan stuff, which isn't in my nature, so I won't do that. But it's a real wheelie machine, I imagine, with these wide handlebars, the power it's got, and the ability to turn off the traction control. Love this little offset display. It's got the same sort of information that the XSR 900 that I rode has on it, but it's got this sort of, it's in this different shape. It looks really funky, I think, and it's nice because it means you've got a very minimalist view forward. You know, in terms of looking at bits of the bike when you're riding, you've got a great view forward. Suspension is nice and compliant, comfy seat, great view as well. The riding position, you're nice and high, so you can see what's going on. And some of the newer features for this year, aside from the new styling that makes it look much more MT-10-esque, it's also got a quick shifter as standard that works really nicely, and it's got a slip assist clutch, which is nice and light in action. It's one of those bikes that you jump on and it's, you know, immediately you feel at home. I guess compared to the XSR, it's got a slightly more aggressive seating position. You feel like you're a little bit canted forward. It's nothing uncomfortable though. Okay, I love this little bit of road. It's nice and smooth and twisty through here. Wow. It's got plenty to go, this bike, and it's in the real world, you know. It's power you can access. It's kind of a cross between the Street Triple RS and my Honda CRF in terms of its riding position. So given those are both fun bikes, this is like double the fun. Handling is very predictable. What a lovely little bike. It almost feels, it's so light it feels almost toy-like actually, and you kind of forget that actually you're on quite a serious motorcycle with 115 brake horsepower. Right, let's pull over up here and show you around the machine. It's a mean little beastie, this. So I must just thank Sam and the guys at Brian Gray's Powerbiking once again for letting me borrow the bike. Very kind of them. Lots of fun I'm having on their machines of late. Okay, let's have a look around this then. Nice chunky stand. Okay, here she is then. Newly redesigned look for 2017. It's much more angry looking now. Whereas the MT-10 is like an angry hornet, this is like an angry baby wasp. Really aggressive styling, I love it. I think it looks really good. And in the black looks really quite moody. Alright, let's get the other camera out and we'll go through some of the specs and have a closer look. Okay, so here we are, the 2017 Yamaha MT-09 then. Real beast of a bike. This one absolutely spankingly brand new. Tyres barely worn in. Looks lovely in the black actually. Really nice, aggressive looking bike. If I just come round to the front, I think the front reminds me, now you're going to have to go with me here, it's the sort of love child of the Kawasaki Z800. The side gives me a bit of KTM Super Duke R. And then overall the MT-10 of course, so I don't know how if you can, the three parent thing maybe doesn't work, although with technology these days who knows. But that's, you know, it's got overtones of all those bikes. I think it looks really mean, and the great thing is the lights on this, unlike the MT-10 and so many others, when you're riding this bike both lights are on, you don't just get one, so it looks cockeyed, so that's good news. Anyway, let's get on to the specs then. So the MT-09, it's the 850cc triple engine, keeping up with the new way that Yamaha classify these. They're calling this one the CP3. There we go. It looks very nice, canted forward in the frame. Sounds great, got that familiar triple whistle. Puts out 115 brake horsepower, 87.5 newton meters of torque at 8,500 RPM. Seat height is 820 millimeters. That sounds quite high, but it's quite a narrow bike and feels very, very light. And the way they've sculpted the seat, you can get your feet straight down. So the seat height is not an issue whatsoever. The wet weight of this, and this is the good bit, 193 kilograms, so very, very light bike. And that is reflected in its handling. The tank capacity there, I love the tank on this, it's got some great sculpting on here. 14 litres. Front brakes, we've got dual discs on the front of course, and we've got 4-pot calipers, and they're perfectly fine, they feel great. Of course, we talked about it having ABS as standard. It's got the traction control that you can turn off. It's got oops, sorry, aiming it the wrong way. It's got the LED lights at the front, as I say, that both come on. Really, really nice bike. Let's just have a quick look at the controls set up this end. Here we go. So quite basic on the handlebars, which is great for just a fun bike with proper switch gear that you know when you've pressed it. That really funky display offset, which I quite like, and again simple on this side as well. There we have it. So that's pretty much it for the features of the MT-09. I know what you're asking, how much does the thing cost? Well, a bit of a bargain actually. On the road, 7,799. Oops, if I don't trip over a rock. £7,799 on the road, which I think is pretty excellent value when you compare it against things like the Street Triple. Okay, enough chat. Let's get back on and ride the bike some more. Oh, what a supremely sensible riding position this is. It's really comfy and natural riding position. I like it a lot. Clear left. What a beautiful day for riding a motorcycle. Gearbox on this is lovely and smooth. Uh-oh, let's get away before the white van man. And the quick shifter works an absolute treat. No lack of acceleration on the bike. 115 brake horsepower is just a sort of in the sweet spot as far as I'm concerned. It's a usable amount of power. You can properly use it on the road. You don't get yourself into all sorts of trouble. Or you're less likely to, let's put it that way. Seat on this is really comfy. This would be a great bike to hoon around the Alps. Okay, to summarise then, what do I think to the Yamaha MT-09? Well, I think it looks absolutely cracking. It's a great styled little bike. It's got perfect amounts of power and comfort. The seating position is lovely. Mirrors work well. Can't really find anything I don't like about it, to be honest with you, and that is the case with so many modern bikes. These days, we are living in such a golden era, I think, of motorcycles, in that they're all flipping brilliant, frankly. And if you're in the market for this sort of size bike, you're going to have to give this one a try and see what you make of it. I really like it. It's just got fun written all over it. It doesn't feel quite as serious, if you like, as something like, say, the Street Triple, which just feels a bit more of a grown-up bike. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is just got fun written all over it. Really lightweight, lovely to ride. Be great actually through town, and if you had to commute or do anything like that, then it would be brilliant as a sort of an all-rounder but still fun bike. It really fits the bill. So I hope that first impressions review has been of some interest to you, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, this has been the Mr. and Flyer. Cheerio.